The fact of having a lingua franca in the global academic world obviously brings certain advantages. Clearly, it enables people from different linguistic backgrounds to exchange knowledge in an international forum. It allows individual researchers to take advantage of the various mobility programs that are on offer and travel about to different parts of the world. And for universities that offer their courses in English, they can attract people, scholars and students from different parts of the world, thereby boosting not only their coffers, but also their reputations. But there are drawbacks as well to this situation. There is considerable evidence that non-native English-speaking researchers are disadvantaged by top international journals, not because of the quality of their research, but for rhetorical reasons, because they have insufficient mastery of the norms of English academic rhetoric. Secondly, there are certain fields of study that are embedded in language and culture, such as, for example, Portuguese history or Portuguese literature, which may find their domains curtailed by the imperative to publish in English. That's because international readers may not have the same background knowledge or even interest in the subject as Portuguese readers would have. There are also repercussions on the level of language. Some languages, such as Swedish and Dutch, are actually losing their academic registers as a result of the increasing tendency to offer advanced courses all in English. These registers are atrophying. While other languages, and here I would include Portuguese, seem to be changing to become more like English. That at least is what is suggested by my most recent study, in which I compared Portuguese history discourse from my 2008 corpus with the more recent corpus of 2013. And I observed that many of the features that I referred to in the second part of this talk were gradually attenuating as the discourse seemed to be assimilating to English. Personally, I think this is a great loss. As discourses encode ideology, the continuing expansion of English as a lingua franca in academia means that empiricism is taking over as the only valid form of knowledge in the Western world, eliminating others, such as the Portuguese humanistic knowledge, which is grounded in a different epistemological framework. As such, this process may be an instance of what Boaventura de Sousa Santos calls epistemicide, the destruction of knowledge. Yet it is difficult to combat given the forces arrayed against the individual researcher. In my opinion, what is needed is for Portuguese linguists, educationalists, and other interested parties to take steps to protect the native discourse against encroachment by English. And this could perhaps be done by codifying it, by preparing manuals that lay out its basic precepts, and then organising programmes in schools and universities to transmit it to the new generations. Concerted actions like this may be able to prevent what would otherwise be a slide into oblivion, as the traditional discourse and the epistemology encoded into it is gradually colonised by English until it is indistinguishable from that language in all respects.